Assuming that this is a really exciting time for you and your team to be investing in this space, what are some of the critical steps that these founders have to take, along with their constituents to get this right so that this becomes a sustainable space that VCs and other investors can continue to grow and build over
Yeah,
time?
absolutely. I think one thing that we just talked about is just founder market fit. I think because the space is heating up, there are more dollars going into it. People are talking about it, and it seems like a really exciting space right now. You may see founders coming into it to say, wow, I think this is a great opportunity to build a big company. And we always caution against that a little bit, just because, if you look at any space, the founders that tend to be successful are the ones who've obsessed about this problem for a long time, have some sort of personal connection to it, whether it be they worked in the space before or have had, personal challenges in the space. So I think one is just, does it actually make sense that this founder is tackling this problem? Because that's something that we look for, and I think is what will drive the founder to be able to, run through brick walls to build something that lasts, versus say, it didn't work out the way that I'd planned and run from the space. So I think that's one. I think the other super important one in this space is just getting the business model and the unit economics right, particularly when so many of the solutions today are connecting end users with a therapist in some capacity, whether that be a social worker or a life coach, or a true PhD in psychology, and who can provide these therapy sessions. It's costly. There's a human involved who needs to be paid. So I think it's really important to think about how are you going to deliver this service in a way that is cost effective, and that you can make the economics work as a business, because it would be very easy to say, we want to give more therapy sessions to more people. And that can snowball quickly if you're not aware of what every hour of therapy that you're providing folks, like what is your cost basis, and what are you getting reimbursed for that, or how much is coming in the door for that. We've seen a few companies that hasn't worked out because that part hasn't been ironed out early enough on. And then the other piece is just picking the right channel to sell through. There should be a reason why you're deciding that your solution is best through a direct consumer channel, or through employers, or through payers, and that you have the experience to lean into that. For Modern Health with Allison, she had spent 2 years at Collective Health, where she was an expert on what self-insured employers are looking for. So that area really made sense for her to say, I'm going to go sell to self-insured employers. If you're an engineer or product manager leaving Facebook or Google to build something like this, maybe a consumer angle makes more sense, because that's the area that you know well. Right. So I think that's the other piece that's worth thinking about if you're going to start a company in this space.